3 talk, and he's going to be dealing with this, Ebed-Melech, and the theme is, be fearless and honor Jehovah's servants.
Say it's the Great Tribulation, and a persecutor comes to you and says, we will leave your family alone, spare your family, if you tell me where the elders of your hall are at. Would you tell them, give them up, or be fearless and honor Jehovah's servants? Well, let's go back in history to the story of Ebed-Melech. It starts off with Jeremiah, a prophet of Jehovah. He was commissioned by Jehovah to deliver a message, and it was not so popular with the people. In fact, he was falsely charged with sedition. So if you could turn to me to Jeremiah chapter 38, 5 through 6, to see what they did to Jeremiah. Here it says, King Zedekiah replied, look, he is in your hands, for the king cannot do anything to stop you. So they took Jeremiah and threw him into the cistern of Machajah, the son of the king, which is in the courtyard of the guard. So they let Jeremiah down by ropes. Now there was no water in the cistern, only mud, and Jeremiah began to sink down into the mud. So it says they took Jeremiah, threw him into the very cistern of Machajah, and he was sinking in mud there to die. And Ebed-Melech heard about this. So what do you think a fellow servant of Jehovah would do in this situation? Do you think he kept to himself? Do you think he thought about the consequences of him speaking up? Well, let's see what he does in the biblical account. So please turn to Jeremiah 38, 9 through 13, where Ebed-Melech is speaking here. O my lord the king, what these men have done to Jeremiah the prophet is evil. They have thrown him into the cistern, and he will die there because of the famine, for there is no bread left in the city. Then the king commanded Ebed-Melech the Ethiopian, take 30 men with you from here, and pull Jeremiah the prophet up out of the cistern before he dies. So Ebed-Melech took the men with him, and went into the king's house, to a place beneath the treasury. And he took from there some worn-out rags and worn-out pieces of cloth, and let them down by ropes to Jeremiah in the cistern. So then Ebed-Melech the Ethiopian said to Jeremiah, please put the rags and the pieces of cloth between your armpits and the ropes. Jeremiah did so. And they drew Jeremiah out with the ropes and pulled him out of the cistern. And Jeremiah remained in the courtyard of the guard. So notice what Ebed-Melech did. He didn't keep quiet about this injustice. He didn't say, what if they threw me in the cistern for speaking up about the matter. No, he showed loyalty to a fellow servant of Jehovah by pleading to the king in his behalf. So what do we learn from this story? Well, we learned that we need to show honor to Jehovah's servants, be fearless, and standing up to what is right in Jehovah's eyes. So Ebed-Melech displayed fearlessness. He did so because he knew that Jehovah would be there for him, so he must have had a good relationship with Jehovah. So what do we do if a persecutor asked us to give up our elders? Well, we can show honor to our fellow servants, but not letting any persecutors know where to find our elders. So we can trust that Jehovah will take care of us by standing up to what is right. But what about today, in certain times? We can show honor to our brothers and sisters in other situations. What if we saw a fellow young witness at school involved with wrongdoing? Well, we might fear that if we talk to him or the elders about it, but if he could lose a friend or show disloyalty to them, but by bringing up the matter to him so he can make the needed changes, would really show the brother honor. Why? Because we care for his spiritual well-being. No matter what the situation, if we are fearless and stand up to what is right in Jehovah's eyes, we show honor to our brothers and respect for Jehovah. That fearlessness comes if we continue to cultivate our relationship with Jehovah and follow the footsteps of Ebed-Melech.